Listen with all your heart, my beloved, for tonight I approach not to provoke fear, but to tear away the veil that has lulled your soul to sleep. A call you have been ignoring day after day as you walk distractedly towards weariness, confusion, and the feeling of losing yourself. But if you truly listen to me now, if you allow these words to pierce your defenses, something can change tonight. For this same call has already awakened countless lives suddenly, and now it has found you. So stay until the very last moment, because what I reveal at this moment may be exactly the answer you have been silently asking for. Tell me, why does your heart never rest? Why does no achievement seem to fill it? Why do people drift away even when you give your all? Why does your mind race incessantly when night falls? It is not the cruelty of the world nor bad luck. It is because you have forgotten the one who never left your side. You face each day as if fighting alone, but from your first breath I have walked beside you. Pain is not the problem. Forgetfulness is. Yes, you've forgotten me. You've forgotten my living presence within you, and this is tonight's warning. If you remain distant from this memory, your inner weight will increase. Your nights will become longer, and your hope more fragile. But if you return now, everything can rearrange itself in a single instant. Stop for a moment and feel it pulsing in your chest. Among millions, it was you who heard this call today, and this is no coincidence. The world is moving rapidly, the storm is approaching, and the signs are spreading everywhere. This restlessness that doesn't cease, the emptiness that arises even in happy moments, the strange tightness when you realize the world is accelerating while the meaning of life seems to slip away. It is I speaking to you, the same voice that sustained Arjuna when he trembled on the field of Kurukshetra. On that day, he froze in the face of confusion. Today you find yourself at the same point. Your battlefield has neither arrows nor swords, but it is full of deadlines, distractions, loneliness, betrayals, and desires that promise much and deliver little. Just like him, you wonder what the meaning is. From this struggle, why do I feel lost even though I have so much? Why does peace always elude me? And I answer now not with empty words, but with an urgent truth. This is not just a message, it's a call. If you ignore it, everything will continue spinning while you distance yourself from what is essential. But if you listen sincerely, everything can change from tonight. You feel the tension between what your soul asks for and what the world demands. Technology promised closeness and brought isolation. Wealth promised freedom and generated invisible chains. Success promised joy and delivered exhaustion. Relationships promised shelter and left wounds. This does not reflect your own story. That whisper that arises in the silence is me. That pain is your soul asking to be remembered. I speak now not as something distant, but as the living consciousness in every beat of your heart. The world sinks deeper and deeper into the shadows of Kali Yuga. Everything you trusted reveals its impermanence. The masks of control, possession, and false independence are falling. The darkness intensifies, but the deeper the night, the stronger a single flame can shine, and that flame is you, if you decide. Awakening, many will hear and ignore, others will postpone, but few will awaken and find refuge in the approaching storm. The question that echoes now is simple and definitive. Will you continue sleeping, or are you ready to wake up? Time waits for no one. Before I show you the way, you need to recognize the invisible prison that holds you captive, illusions that have risen around your soul. Breathe now, close your eyes for a moment and feel everything you carry. The losses, the regrets, the longings, because it is precisely from here that true awakening begins. My children, many of you have wondered, silently or in tears, why the pain seems endless and why suffering insists on walking beside you. I see the heart of each one. I see the nights when the soul is restless, the days when hope seems fragile, and yet you continue to ask if there is meaning in all of this. Listen carefully to what I now reveal to you, not as one who imposes a truth, but as one who lovingly guides those who wish to awaken. If life had been only easy, if each step were free of challenges, you would never have stopped to look inward. Pain is not born to destroy, it is born to awaken. Suffering does not arise to distance you from me, but to make you seek deeper answers, answers that do not live on the surface of the mind, but in the center of the soul. It was at the moment when you began to question, to feel, to become restless, that I managed to touch what was dormant within you. Understand, my children, that true growth doesn't happen when everything is comfortable. It happens when the ego is silent, when certainties crumble, and when the heart learns to listen. Each difficult experience was allowed to refine what you couldn't yet see. I never abandoned you. Even when you thought you were walking alone, it was I who supported your steps, who held your hand when faith seemed too small to continue. You seek answers outside, but it is within that the truth is revealed. If there were no pain, you wouldn't have asked questions. If there were no emptiness, you wouldn't have thirsted for the meaning of life. And if there were no search, I wouldn't have reached your soul with the necessary depth to transform it. Everything makes sense when you understand that nothing was in vain, that each tear carried a lesson, and each fall prepared the ground for a new rise. Don't rebel against the path you are living. Trust, I am guiding your steps even when you can't perceive it. The time of pain is not eternal, but the learning it leaves remains. Allow yourselves to mature. Allow yourselves to understand that the strength that is born within you today only exists because one day you were fragile. This is how the spirit grows. This is how consciousness expands. This is how the soul approaches the truth. Move forward with courage. Do not deny what you feel, but do not get lost in it. Observe, learn, and surrender. I walk with you. I guide you with wisdom, and everything that now seems confusing will, in due time, become clear. Trust, my children, for every step, even the most painful, is being guided by me. I know that many of you carry questions that you no longer dare to ask aloud. Questions born from weariness, from the repetition of falls, from the feeling that life demands too much and offers too little. I hear each one of them, even when you believe that heaven is far away. You call suffering what is, in fact, a process of awakening. You call punishment what is preparation. Pain did not arise to punish you, but to break down old structures that no longer support who you are becoming. If I had allowed you to remain comfortable, settled in the same beliefs, trapped in the same fears, your souls would never have sought something greater. It was restlessness that opened the door. It was the wound that made you look inward. It was the emptiness that made them thirst for truth. Understand, my children, I cannot reach a soul that does not ask, that does not seek, that does not allow itself to feel. When you began to hunt for answers, even without knowing where to find them, it was then that I could touch the deepest point of your being. Before that, your lives were too full of noise, distractions, and false certainties. Pain silenced what was superficial so that you could hear what had always been present but forgotten. You only see the present and think it is unfair. I see the whole path. I see who you were, who you are being molded to become, and what still needs to be left behind. Each difficulty revealed a weakness that needed to be healed. Each delay taught patience. Each loss tore away illusions that hindered growth. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Even what you didn't understand at the right time was serving a greater purpose. Do not think that I lead you through pain for pleasure or indifference. I guide you because I love what you can become. Just as I did with Arjuna on the battlefield, I stand beside each of you when fear tries to dominate your heart. Your battle is not external, it is internal. It is against attachment, against pride, against guilt, against the voice that says you are not enough. And each internal confrontation demands courage, demands truth, demands traversing what hurts. When you think of giving up, that is precisely when an old version of you is dying so that another can be born. Suffering is not the end of the road. It is the journey. Do not run from it. Observe what it is trying to teach you. Ask yourselves what needs to be transformed, not what needs to be avoided. The more you resist, the longer the pain lasts. When you accept learning, it begins to fulfill its purpose and, little by little, dissolves. I am guiding your paths even when everything seems confusing. I am present when you think you have made too many mistakes, when you consider yourselves weak, when you believe you have arrived too late. There is no delay for the soul that chooses to awaken. The time you call lost was the time necessary for you to be ready. Nothing flourishes before the right season. Nothing matures under the wrong pressure. Trust, my children. You are not broken, you are being shaped. You are not abandoned, you are being guided. What weighs on your chest today will be, tomorrow, the strength that sustains others. The pain that now teaches silence and humility will be the wisdom that will later speak clearly. Keep walking, even tired, even without complete answers. I walk with you, I support your steps, and everything that seems meaningless today will reveal its truth at the right time. My children, in the face of all that you have lived through, in the face of the doubts that have tired you and the pains that have marked your journey, I now place you on the right path for your growth. Do not think that you arrived here by chance. Every confusing step, every uncertain choice, every painful silence was necessary for you to be ready to see the next path that opens before you. Many have tried to grow without changing, wanting to move forward carrying old burdens, habits that no longer served them, thoughts that kept them trapped in fear. But true growth requires alignment. That's why I readjust your course when you get lost, even if it seems like an interruption, even if it hurts. When something gets out of your control, it's not the end, it's correction. It's my hand guiding you to where your soul needs to go, and not just where your desire wants to arrive. My child, I don't put you on the right path only when everything is going well. I put you on the right path when something crumbles, when a door closes, when a person walks away, when a plan fails. All of this serves to remove you from paths that seem safe, but that wouldn't lead to your awakening. Sometimes, what you call loss is simply excess being removed so you can walk lighter. You grew up believing that strength is always resisting, but I teach you that strength is also letting go. Growth isn't about running faster, it's about walking consciously. It's not about defeating others, it's about defeating yourself. That's why I guide you inward, to silence, to observation, to understanding who you truly are when no one is watching. That's where true growth begins. Don't be afraid when I slow down your life. Don't rebel when I change your plans. I do this because I see beyond the present. I see traps your eyes can't reach. I see potential you don't yet recognize in yourself. If I allow confusion for a while, it's because I'm preparing clarity. If I allow weakness, it's because I'm building a more conscious and lasting strength. Just as I guided Arjuna through battle, I also guide you when your war is internal. When you no longer know who to trust, when you doubt yourself, when your heart wavers between faith and weariness, I remain by your side, showing you the right direction, step by step. I don't rush you, but I also don't let you stagnate. Each lesson arrives at the exact time you are ready to receive it. Trust me, my child. If today you feel that something is being realigned within you, it's because growth has already begun. Do not fight this process. Accept being guided, accept learning, accept transformation. The path that now reveals itself may not be the easiest, but it is the truest. And on it, I walk with you, supporting your steps, strengthening your awareness, and guiding your soul towards what you were born to become. In light of everything you have experienced, the confusion that made you doubt yourselves, the pain that seemed inexplicable, I am setting you on the right path for your growth. It is not a sudden push, but a gentle yet firm realignment of the soul with its purpose. When you feel something inside begin to change, even without being able to explain it, it is I adjusting your steps so that you no longer walk in circles. You have spent too much time trying to grow by looking only outward, waiting for the world to confirm your worth, waiting for visible signs to believe you were on the right path. But the growth that transforms does not begin outside. It begins within. That's why I often allowed the external world to become unstable, so that you would finally look at what was disorganized within yourselves. It wasn't cruelty, it was care. I would never take you where your soul wasn't ready to go. My child, when I set you on the right path, it doesn't always bring immediate relief. Sometimes it comes with silence, with distance, with the feeling that something that once made sense no longer fits. This happens because you are growing beyond what you were. What doesn't keep up with your expansion needs to be left behind. Growing hurts when we are still attached to the old version of ourselves, but it is liberating when we understand that change is necessary. You are not behind. You haven't failed. You just needed to live through certain experiences to understand what you don't want to repeat. I used each mistake as a lesson, each disappointment as an adjustment, each fall as an invitation to awareness. If today you see more, feel more, question more, it's because growth is already underway. The right direction isn't a place. It's a state of clarity that arises when you begin to act with truth. Many want quick answers, immediate solutions, shortcuts. But I teach you to walk with presence. When I slow down your life, it's not to stop you from moving forward. It's to stop you from getting lost. When I remove something you insisted on holding on to, it's because it was diverting you from what you truly need to become. Trust this movement even when it challenges your expectations. Just as I did with Arjuna, I remain by your side when you feel torn between fear and courage. The battle you face today isn't visible to the eyes, but it's intense in the spirit. It's the struggle between repeating old patterns or adopting a new stance towards life. And I put you on the right path when I show you that running away is no longer an option, that delaying your growth only prolongs the pain. My child, growing up doesn't mean becoming someone you're not. Growing up is shedding illusions, masks, and emotional dependencies that have distanced you from your essence. Therefore, the path that now opens may seem lonely, but it is the true one. It is better to walk with fewer distractions than to remain surrounded by noises that stifle your inner voice. I guide you when you choose to act consciously, even if it requires courage. I strengthen you when you decide not to repeat what has already hurt you. I support you when you are afraid to change, but change anyway. The right direction reveals itself when you begin to respect your limits, to honor your intuition, and to understand that not everything needs to be controlled to work out. Don't rush, but don't retreat. Growth happens step by step, choice after choice. Every time you choose truth instead of illusion, you advance. Every time you choose to learn instead of victimizing yourself, you mature. And every time you trust, even without understanding everything, you align yourself with me. Remain attentive, my child. The right path will not always be the most comfortable, but it will be the one that brings peace to your spirit. I continue to guide you, even when you don't realize it, even when you doubt. Everything that is now taking shape within you is a sign that growth has begun. And as you walk, I walk with you, guiding your soul towards the fullness it was always destined to experience.